Sorry.
So I will talk a little bit about what SNAP is and then a little bit more about our program. So starting off, also, we should note that SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And then we'll go into a little bit more background of that. So what SNAP is, SNAP provides food assistance to low-income families and individuals through a benefits card that is recognized at most grocery shops and some farmers markets. So basically the whole eligibility system, applicants are deemed eligible and then they can utilize these benefits on something like a debit card to extend their food budget and purchase healthful items for themselves or their families. Something that we've noticed that there's a lot of confusion with SNAP and if you can still go to pastries because of course we work with the food bank, you're definitely totally fine. The idea with SNAP is that while pantries happen maybe once a month, SNAP is supposed to be something a little bit more extra for you to be able to, make it through the month with your food budget. And then if you aren't familiar, SNAP was formerly known as food stamps. We're finding that a lot of people are more familiar with food stamps program or the terminology food stamps. They're the same program. It's really just been a little bit rebranded, basically, is what we say. And then the SNAP guidelines have also been updated October 2021. So if you've previously applied for SNAP in the last few years and you found that you weren't eligible, you could be eligible now. And we'll talk a little bit more about eligibility. So who can receive SNAP? We have low-income individuals or working families, unemployed, part-time workers can also, there's a lot of confusion with whether you can have a job or not. You definitely can. It's more so dependent on your number of people in your household and your total income. Seniors are definitely a big population. People with disabilities, college students even can receive SNAP. People with at least 5 years of residency in the US and children who are American citizens. And when we say something like that, we've come across a few scenarios where maybe a parent may have a child that is a citizen, but they might not be a citizen. So in those cases, you can actually apply on behalf of the child that is a citizen. So you can still get SNAP for your kids. And then when we talk about eligibility, so like I said, it is deemed about income and your household size. So we have a little chart here. Essentially a one-person household is going to be 1,986. And these are the guidelines that have been updated since October of 2021. Household of two is going to be at 2,686. Household of three, 3,386. Four, 4,086. So on and so forth. And then once you hit 8 members, you see that the income is 6,886 for any additional members. So if you're at 9 or 10, you would just add an additional 700 to that number. So when applying, there's a few different ways that you can apply. So this is kind of where we come in. And you can apply directly online. So if you live in Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, or Salem County, we have our own specific link for those counties. So that is fbsj.njsnaphelp.com. So if you click that link, it will basically take you to the NJ SNAP website. On there, there'll be tons of different resources. It'll have the income guidelines. It'll have just further information on SNAP. And then you can also hit that apply button and apply on the website. So that's if you wanted to directly apply online. You can also set up an appointment with us. So if you live within that Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, or Salem County, you can definitely book appointments with SNAP representatives for the Food Bank of South Jersey. We do appointments in person, so at food distributions or sometimes libraries, really any public area that we can find. And then remotely through phone call or through Zoom or Teams. With phone call, basically what we do is, there's 2 different ways we can do it, where we'll either complete the application for you on our end, mail it out, and then we provide any postage that might be necessary. So if you have to refer to the welfare office, we'll pre-stamp an envelope with you know, a little label so that you don't have to worry about, you can just stick the application in there and send it off in the mail. Or we can actually give you an application and kind of walk you through it. So we'll just, because the application is so lengthy, we'll kind of guide you through what you need to answer, because there's a few different programs that are all compiled onto the SNAP application. And then the Zoom or Teams essentially would just be like something like the Zoom meeting. You would hop on. We do record all of our Zoom meetings. We would just go through the online portal with you, and we would submit the application that day. And then we would be available for any additional help with documents and anything like that. And then if you don't live within Burlington, Gloucester, Camden, or Salem, we do know that Fulfill and Community Food Bank also do appointments just the same as us. So we can definitely redirect you there as well. And then we do have our paper application. So you can request a paper application. So essentially, like I said, for anybody who may just feel comfortable doing the paper application on their own, you can request that. We can mail it out to you. Like I said, we provide any postage and any guidance that's necessary through that whole process. And then we just, you know, do a little short intake form for our food bank records. And then we'll send you any pertinent information. So anything like a document checklist, because like we said, after you submit your application, you'll have to submit a few more documents just to verify all of the information on your application. So we'll kind of set you up with all of the necessary documents you need. We do also provide any referrals for any other programs that you might be looking into. So if you're looking for energy assistance, pantries in your area, service for any seniors, health and wellness resources, we really can provide that stuff as well in that whole application packet. You can just let us know what might be helpful, and we'll look into whatever you know, we know of. And what you need to apply. So to apply, essentially what, like I said, you'll apply and then you'll have to submit a few documents just to verify the thing. So on the actual application, of course, they want you to identify yourself. Just make sure you're a citizen. They'll ask about rent, mortgage, property taxes, any utility bills. So that's like gas, electricity, any water, sewage bills, phone bills, medical expenses. If you're over 60 or disabled, any income that you receive, whether it's earned or unearned, and any childcare or child support. So you listing that on your application will just mean that you'll have to verify that to the county at some point. So they'll ask for copies of these documents. So we can also help out with that. In scanning your documents, there's an online uploader that we can help you with if people aren't comfortable, you know, using the online uploader, or we can, you know, help figure out how to get copies of your documents made. So definitely let us know if that's something that you would need help with as well. And like I said, they'll reach out for these about, I would say like 2 weeks, maybe after you submit it, depending on your situation. If you are making a lower income, I think something like less than 150 a month, they get to you a little quicker. So that would probably be about like a week's time they would be looking for these. But the whole application process for just a like just a general SNAP application would probably be about something like a month. So you would have a little bit of time to get those. And then we like to talk about our Authorized Representatives section. This is just I think it's a newer sort of part of the application. So clients have the option of listing an authorized representative on their application. And this section serves to highlight another person to be able to either fill out an application for you, contact the county on your behalf, or use your benefits card. So it's kind of like a different level system. So you can say yes or no to any of these. Usually what we ask is that we are able to contact the county on your behalf, just because we're finding that a lot of people are having issues with contacting the county or getting an update on their case. So us being able to be an authorized representative and contact the county on your behalf is just a little bit more helpful when you're calling and just asking, you know, like what's going on. We're not able to receive any updates if we're not an authorized representative, and we wouldn't be able to really help as much as we'd like to. So that's the level that we do ask that maybe, and it's completely optional, but it's just a little bit easier when looking for assistance. But of course, the other two, you know, if we're doing the application with you, we don't need to be, you know, the sole person putting in the application. And of course, we don't need to use your benefits card. So that's off the table. Great. So we said a lot of things. Does anybody have any questions about anything or anything specific?
I do.
Okay.
Do I just go?
Yeah, if you or if you wanted to privately get in contact with us about anything, we do have our contact information on the next slide, so we can provide that as well.
All right. So
if anybody has any general SNAP questions, definitely feel free to ask them.
So I guess on the next slide, I'll find out who would be the other person, because on the first page, it says name of authorized representative, date of birth, address, telephone number. I'm assuming that's what you mean by you can authorize a person outside of your household to apply for SNAP or GA for you.
Yeah, so basically there's 3 different levels. So that one is like doing the application for you, so like submitting an application on your behalf, or right. That second one we were saying is you know, letting
if you were to contact.
Yes. So that
how would I know you're...
Oh, go ahead.
My question is like, how would I know? I guess I'll find it out when I look on the next page who I start to talk with personally. That would be the person's name that I would put in.
Yeah, so there's only 2 SNAP outreach coordinators at this time. So myself or Kaya would be one. And then like we both have access to the phone number and the email. So if you get in contact with us and you need any assistance with your application, we can definitely provide that. And we usually use our work address and our work phone number for those applications.
Okay.